The iPhone 17 Pro Max is just round the corner, with barely 3 months and a half left till we see it announced in September. The yearly round of incremental updates will provide an enhanced periscope camera, a quicker CPU, and potentially a bigger battery, as well as a strange design modification that will undoubtedly turn attention. Does this all imply iPhone 14 Pro Max customers should feel obliged to upgrade to the impending 2025 generation of the device? Now, according to majority of the design leaks and reports, the iPhone 17 Pro Max may be receiving a rather huge camera island at the rear, substantially broader than previously and virtually spanning side to side. Aside from potentially making the phone a little top-heavy, this one will be the hallmark design piece that will separate the new handset from any prior iPhones, as well as accommodate some more technology inside, perhaps. Other than that, minimal changes will befall the design of the iPhone 17 Pro Max, which will seem fairly identical to most of its predecessors. We will be receiving the same action button and camera control that debuted with previous versions, as well as the USB-C connector at the bottom. The dynamic island notch will be making a comeback, but will supposedly grow somewhat smaller and more compact, freeing more display real estate for the user. The iPhone 14 Pro Max is likewise slimmer at 7.8mm, whereas the iPhone 17 Pro Max will most likely be a whole millimeter thicker in contrast. However, we do expect that the future iPhone will be lighter, since the iPhone 14 Pro Max touched the scales at the hopping 240 grams. While we anticipate a titanium frame to be making the rounds once again, reports indicate we could see a return of aluminum as a construction material for the outer frame. Apple may do it for cost-cutting reasons, as well as to take off some weight. Sure, outwardly, it appears quite identical to just about every other iPhone Pro Max before or after it, but it has some distinct oddities. It was the final iPhone to include the usual ring switch, as well as the shiny stainless steel frame that was previously associated with expensive iPhones. It's also the final iPhone Pro Max model to contain a Lightning connector, and to that, we say good riddance. With the iPhone 17 Pro Max, we're getting a bigger 6.9-inch Liquid Retina XDR OLED display with ProMotion, allowing for 1 to 120 Hz refresh rate. New here might be the OLED panel that could be used. The Samsung M14 one will not only enhance the energy efficiency of the gadget, but will also allow for a significantly greater peak brightness of about 3000 nits. That would be a pretty nice bump up from the 2000 nit display that has been employed on the iPhone 14 Pro Max. It had largely an identical screen, but with somewhat wider bezels and a little smaller 6.7-inch dimension. A considerable change may also be noticed in the dynamic island notch. Ever since the latter appeared on the iPhone 14 Pro Max, it has remained virtually the same size on the subsequent smartphones like the iPhone 15 Pro Max and the iPhone 16 Pro Max. However, with the iPhone 17 Pro Max, Apple could be making the dynamic island significantly smaller owing to relying on more compact Face ID and FaceTime camera components. When it comes to performance, we anticipate a rather big boost between the iPhone 14 Pro Max and the future iPhone 17 Pro Max. The new smartphone will be powered by none other than the Apple A19 Pro chipset, which will most surely be a 3nm chipset, but other reports indicate we could see it made on a 2nm node. In comparison, the iPhone 14 Pro Max comes with the Apple A16 Bionic, Cupertino's Final 4 num mobile processor utilized on a Pro iPhone. For what it's worth, the A16 Bionic was a terrific performer in its peak, but over 3 years have gone since, and it's been very well eclipsed by all of Apple's current CPUs in terms of performance and efficiency a long time ago. Does this imply the iPhone 14 Pro Max is extremely outdated? No, of course not. It's still very competent and gives a respectable degree of performance in regular daily use circumstances, but it won't get much quicker, that's for certain. The iPhone 17 Pro Max will likely contain 12 gigs of RAM, which will form it as a highly future-proof gadget, particularly when we consider in the tasking needs of artificial intelligence. In striking contrast, the iPhone 14 Pro Max comes with considerably less than that, only 6 gigs of RAM. This obviously implies that the multitasking experience with the older handset will be nowhere as excellent as on the new iPhone 17 Pro Max. Storage-wise, the iPhone 14 Pro Max was the final Pro iPhone to have a 128 gigs version along with 256 gigs, 512 gigs, and 1 terabyte ones, since all succeeding smartphones began straight from 256 gigs, but were also expensive. We anticipate the same with the iPhone 17 Pro Max, 256 gigs basic storage and 1 terabyte maximum. We'd receive iOS 19 on the next gadget, while the iPhone 14 Pro Max will be upgraded with this software update approximately around the same time. The important thing with this upgrade would be a substantial visual redesign that would bring it up to speed with Vision OS glass aesthetics. We may receive new Apple Intelligence features as well, but we prefer Apple work out on delivering and polishing the ones it promised back in 2024. Sure, both phones will feature triple camera arrays at the rear, but they will be significantly different from one another. With the iPhone 17 Pro Max, we are receiving 48 megapixels sensors on all cameras, with the 5x periscope being the newest to join the high-res trend. Due to the 48 megapixels improvement, iPhone 17 Pro Max owners will likely be able to make advantage of substantially more sophisticated hybrid zoom that enables them to acquire optically clean results at greater focal lengths due to in-sensor cropping. Another update will likely be seen up front, where the 12 megapixels FaceTime camera of yesteryear is finally being upgraded. Reports indicate we'll see a 24 megapixels selfie snapper up front the iPhone 17 Pro Max. What was the camera situation with the iPhone 14 Pro Max? Well, it was the first one to arrive with a 48 megapixels primary camera, but the ultra-wide and the shorter 3x telephoto cameras depended on 12 megapixels sensors. Up front, we also got a 12 megapixels FaceTime camera too. A pretty great camera system in its day, but now already eclipsed by future iPhones. While actual battery capacities are among the final characteristics to be released, we've heard that Apple could include a battery in the region of 4,700 to 5,000 milliamps. This would easily shatter the record established by the iPhone 16 Pro Max, which presently contains the biggest battery ever mounted on an iPhone, a 4,685 milliamps unit. In contrast, the older iPhone 14 Pro Max is less spectacular here, with a 4,323 milliamps battery in Tau. Coupled with the decreased efficiency of the older A16 Bionic processor, and by now likely severely deteriorated battery health of the current units, it is more than clear that the future iPhone 17 Pro Max will have much greater battery life than your iPhone 14 Pro Max. Charging-wise, the new iPhone is arriving with 27-watt wired charging, which can jump to 40 watt in some conditions, and 25-watt MagSafe 2.0 wireless charging. We have somewhat lower charging rates with the iPhone 14 Pro Max, 25-watt wired and 15-watt MagSafe wireless charging. What the new gadget could have in Tau is reverse wireless charging, a first for an iPhone. Thanks to this, iPhone 17 Pro Max owners will likely be able to easily charge up their AirPods or Apple Watches. The iPhone 17 Pro Max is shaping up to be a tiny evolutionary boost when compared to the iPhone 16 Pro Max, but from the viewpoint of an iPhone 14 Pro Max owner, there could be one too many exciting enhancements that might spark an upgrade. Here's what you'd gain if you potentially choose to get the upcoming iPhone 17 Pro Max. A larger and brighter screen, significantly better performance with much longer future-proofness, a way more capable camera, Apple Intelligence support, longer battery life, and faster charging, including reverse wireless charging and MagSafe 2.0, as well as access to the USB Club. All of them seem like tempting reasons to at least consider upgrading, assuming that what we anticipate from the iPhone 17 Pro Max turns out to be true. All models in the iPhone 17 series are anticipated to offer Wi-Fi 7, which promises quicker internet, better latency, and more consistent performance, particularly in busy networks. Alongside this, Bluetooth 5.3 is anticipated to enhance the way phones interact with wireless accessories like AirPods or smart home gadgets. Apple is also rumored to be developing on its own Wi-Fi chip to make things more efficient. Apple may deploy a more durable display throughout the iPhone 17 family. The displays might have a new anti-reflective coating that not only decreases glare in strong sunlight, but also offers an additional layer of protection against scratches and drops. This should boost visibility outside and enhance the overall user experience. As usual, the next iPhones will arrive with more powerful CPUs. The regular versions are anticipated to contain the A19 processor, while the Pro variants will likely employ a higher-end A19 Pro version. Built on a more sophisticated 3nm technology, these chips are supposed to deliver faster performance, enhanced energy economy, and smoother multitasking, all while helping prolong battery life. In a move that would undoubtedly satisfy consumers and repair businesses, Apple is apparently making it easy to replace the battery in all iPhone 17 models. The business began adopting new adhesive processes with the iPhone 16 series, and this is anticipated to continue with the future generation. This might reduce down the cost and effort needed in battery changes. Apple abolished the SIM slot in the US with the iPhone 14 series, depending only on eSIM. Now it appears like this trend might extend to additional nations. The ultra-thin form of the iPhone 17 Air makes it a plausible contender to be eSIM only. However, it's uncertain whether India and other significant countries will also make the move this year. Next, iPhone 17 Air might be a major smash for Apple for 3 reasons. It seems like the floodgates have opened with new iPhone 17 Air fake models. Hands-on videos and regular fresh photographs have sparked a lot of interest. Here are 3 reasons I predict the iPhone 17 Air will be a great smash for Apple. 1. Ultra-thin innovative design. This one's a bit of a no-brainer. iPhone 17 Air's distinguishing characteristic, no doubt, will be its ultra-thin design. The latest model is believed to be only 5.6mm thick, easily the tiniest iPhone ever. iPhone 16 Pro and Pro Max, by contrast, are 8.25mm apiece. And the even bigger iPhone 17 Max, or Ultra perhaps, will be a staggering 8.75mm thick. It's one thing to read measurements, and another to hold the iPhone in your hand, as recent hands-on films have demonstrated. Once the iPhone 17 Air is out, and customers experience it in their hands, I think ultra-thin will move from "that's nice" to must-have. 2. 6.6-inch just right display size. Apple is unveiling a totally new screen size with the iPhone 17 Air. Its 6.6-inch display will lie exactly between the 2 existing Pro sizes of 6.3 and 6.9 inches. In theory, this may give it a just right sensation. Not so huge that it constantly necessitates two-handed operation, but not so little that it feels cramped. I normally prefer smaller iPhones since one-handed usability is vital for me. While 6.6 inches seems enormous, I'm hoping that the 17 Air's thinness will make the greater screen size a non-issue. 3. Feels like the future. For many, the iPhone has begun to seem a bit stale in its progress. New features are launched each year. Cameras are becoming better, but the fundamental appearance and feel of the iPhone is arguably obsolete. It's quite similar to what things were like when the iPhone X launched back in 2017. Like that futuristic new model, the iPhone 17 Air is likely to win people over simply by feeling like the future. That type of sensation is hard to convey on paper with feature comparisons. To be sure, iPhone 17 Air will lag behind Apple's 17 Pro line with some features, cameras, battery life, and more. But I have no doubt that many consumers would willingly accept such compromises for a taste of the future today. iPhone 17 Air wrap-up. We've been hearing rumors about the iPhone 17 Air for a while now, and my feeling was that enthusiasm about the gadget had cooled down after a time. But the current crop of hands-on footage and side-by-side comparisons have altered that. iPhone 17 Air expectations have risen considerably higher yet again, and I anticipate it will just increase until the autumn following the actual reveal. Apple might genuinely have a major smash on its hands, with the iPhone 17 Air wowing shoppers like the first MacBook Air did back in the day. Bring on September. Do you intend to purchase an iPhone 17 Air? Let us know in the comments. So, what do you think about this competition between iPhone 17 Pro Max and iPhone 14 Pro Max? Which phone are you more excited about? Let us know in the comments below. Then I will see you in my next video.